guys, I'm here today to share with you my wax empties that I've got that kind of gathered in the last week or two, probably about 2 weeks actually. I've kind of realized that my issue was that kind of like out of sight, out of mind with my wax. I stored upstairs in my makeup / wax room, and I just kind of forget about it. You know, sometimes I go through my day, it'll be, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and then I finally realize, wow, I didn't melt anything today. And then I kind of want to, but then I'm like, well, I know we're about to go upstairs in an hour or two, so then I just didn't. So what I did was I gathered one of my decorative boxes and I shopped my stash. I kind of grabbed a little bit from all my vendors, or at least the majority of them, and I keep it downstairs in my kitchen. So it's been really easy to, I see it, it's on the top of my fridge, so I'll just go in there, pick out what's best out of everything there, and then melt it. And so that's really been helping me get through my stuff. And also I kind of realized, I've been in the wax world for 1.5 years now, the vendor wax world that is. And when I first, I'd probably say the first 9 months, it was hard for me to melt my stuff. I was in that position where it's like, well, if I melt it, then it's gone. But sometime in the last few months, I kind of just got to the point where it's like, I want to melt it. I don't want it to sit around because that's just silly. So that's also been helping me. I don't feel like I need to be extra stingy with portions or anything like that, or be sad when something runs out, because I can always purchase more. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with my favorite vendor. This first clamshell here is an Ascent Snow, which is spearmint and mac apple. I bought this in one of my, I bought this when Brandy was still pre-order and she did her Once Upon a Time. It's a good scent, but I feel like the spearmint is, I don't know, the spearmint just kind of throws me off in this one. I do like spearmint, but this one's more like double mint spearmint. I don't know. So it had taken me a long time to finally melt through this, and that's why I threw that into my box, because I wanted to kind of melt through it finally. It was good, but I don't think it's a favorite for me, and I'll probably not repurchase that one. Next is this Clamshell and Lumpy. This is a scent that I bought my daughter for her birthday. This is Marshmallow Fluff, Purple Cotton Candy, and Strawberry. This smells pretty good on cold. Actually, now it smells a little burnt when I'm smelling the clamshell, but I remember it smelled pretty good. It was a sweet kind of candy type scent, but this honestly sucked at throwing. It just really was not good, and I was pretty disappointed for Super Tarts. So I think there's another scent maybe in here that I've been melting. Yeah, I don't think it's in here yet. I haven't finished it, but it was kind of like a low to medium throw. That was a low throw though, so definitely not a repurchase for me. Next was It, which is Orange Zest, Frosted Pumpkin Roll, and Buttery Brown Sugar. This scent is amazing. This year was the first time I ever ordered this scent with her Fright Night collection. So good. I think it's the pumpkin roll that gives it that really heavy bakery, but then you also get that brown sugar. I don't get too much orange, but those other two notes together are really great. I'm not going to repurchase that anytime soon, but I think for next year, I'm definitely going to repurchase that one. I finished a clamshell in Middle Earth. I actually have another one, so I didn't feel bad about going through this one. Although I think my second clamshell, I only have 1 cube left. So I think once I finish that one, I'll probably not put it in a video, since this is a pretty specific type of scent. It's Dirt, Rosemary, and Fresh Mint Leaf. It smells pretty good. This is a scent that I use if I have a headache or I just really don't feel well. And I'd say about 80% of the time it works in helping me to feel better. Definitely a repurchase for me. This last Super Tarts clamshell is Beauty and the Beast, which is a staple in my house. This is her Lucky Charms scent, Magically Delicious, with Sweet Blackberry. And this is just so amazing. The combination of those two scents is perfect. The cereal scent adds like a depth to it, and then you get that top note of the blackberry. Brandy has a fantastic blackberry. It's so good. I kind of want to melt it. I have another clamshell of this, and I think I want to melt that today. That is just so good. I finished one of my Bam bags in Spearmint, Rosemary, Mint. I really thought I was going to love this, and I did. I love the scent, but it doesn't throw well. And I was so surprised. I've had this bag for months. So I thought maybe with some cure time it would get better. Not really. This is one of those scents I throw it in and I maybe get a 2 or 3 for a few hours. Like you barely smell it. So because of that, I definitely would not repurchase. And I have 2 scent shots from Super Tarts as well. The first scent shot is Poltergeist. I believe this was like an icy spearmint cupcake and something else scent. And on cold, I thought it was really good, but on warm, it was just kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because the spearmint was super bakery or if it was the cupcake scent, but something really threw me off with that one. It threw okay, but definitely not a repurchase for me. And lastly is Snape. I actually melted this scent last night. I love this scent on cold, but for some reason this clamshell smelled like straight maple syrup. Or I'm sorry, this scent shot smelled like straight maple syrup when I melted it. It lost a lot of that delicious bakery scent that it really has on cold. So that was disappointing. Let me see if I can finagle this, guys. I had a better setup going on, but the lighting situation was weird, so I had to kind of do this weird angle, whatever, to get some good lighting for you guys. Sorry, I hope that's better. Okay. Let's cover Avis Country Cover now. I've melted a couple of things from her this week. Let's see this. This actually melted last week. Autumn Kissed Apples. Not impressed. For some reason, I had this scent last year and it was amazing. So good. But this year, I just got like a weird appley maple syrup scent. The throw was good, but it wasn't that great for me. Yeah, even in the bag, it doesn't smell like the Autumn Kissed Apples I remember. I don't know. Not a repurchase for me for that reason. I finished, this was a 2-pack in Poolside. I had melted the first one a few months ago, I think maybe. So I got this, yeah, I got this in July, so a couple months ago. And then I finally melted the last, these were Sun Tarts. I melted the last one in my loft upstairs about 4 or 5 days ago. It threw pretty good. I don't know if it's a repurchase for me. The first time I melted it, I got a really bad headache. And I wasn't sure if it was because of this or something else. So I was afraid to melt it for a long time. So I don't know if I will again. And lastly from Avis is Blueberry Lemon Loops. This was fantastic. Oh my gosh. Any of her blueberry lemon scents are just amazing. You have to try them. I think her favorite is my blueberry lemon cake. But this was still really good. It was a really good Fruit Loops blend. Let's see, blank label. Alright, I melted, this was a 2-pack, pretty large shapes. I went ahead and melted this all at once. I put 1 piece in my kitchen warmer and 1 in my living room warmer. This is pumpkin cheesecake, banana nutmeg bread pudding. I'm trying to remember this one correctly. I think this one was actually pretty good and I was surprised. No, never mind. I melted this right before my husband came home and I smelled it at about a 3 or a 4 for about 2 or 3 hours. My husband came in, he never smelled anything. He didn't even know that I was melting. So, I don't know. I don't seem to have good luck with blank label downstairs, but I did melt a couple in my daughter's room that threw pretty well. This was Duchess Gummy Buns. I believe this was a sample. Strawberry pink sugar vanilla pound cake. This threw excellent in her bedroom. As well as the sample of strawberry rhubarb glazed donuts threw really, really good. So, I don't know what's up with that. I also had the scent shot in Kronk, which is a Fruity Pebbles milkshake blend. And I thought that this one would be really good. It smelled good on cold. I have not been able to get this to throw. I had 2 or 3 of these. I melted one maybe in June or July, no throw. I melted one, I think, last week in my daughter's bedroom. I melted it 2 times, actually. I think I melted it once about 3 weeks ago, and then once about a week ago. I cut this in half. No throw at all. Just nothing. So that is not a repurchase for me at all. I'm very disappointed with blank label lately. I melted some samples from the Bathing Garden. This was Haunted Hayride, a sample that I received. I think I melted this in my bathroom and it was great. All of her stuff is great in my bathrooms. Yeah, that was a really good scent. I really enjoyed that hay note. For me, that was unusual. It was the first time I ever smelled like a hay note. And I also melted Winter Palace, which is lavender, mint, and wild berries. I think I did this in my bathroom. Very, very good. I really love the Bathing Garden for my bathroom. I know that's weird, but it just does really amazing in there. Let's see. I had won a giveaway of some wax about 2 weeks ago. And in it were 2 of these, I don't know if these were samples or not, but it's from Can Do Candles. I had pink pound cake and strawberry shortcake. I gave them to my daughter, so I melted this in her room, and it was okay. Threw it about a 5 for maybe about 5 hours. Nothing to write home about, nothing that's making me go place an order immediately. I'm going to see how the strawberry shortcake does, but if it does anything like this, definitely not a company I'm interested in purchasing from. But the smell was okay. The pink sugar wasn't overwhelming. It smelled good in her room, so. Let's go into Tiny Tarts. I love Tiny Tarts. I finished a bag in marshmallow zucchini bread, and this scent was amazing. I believe I blended this with that blueberry lemon loops from Avis, I think, but I'm not sure. I know I've melted this several different times, but this is a repurchase for me for sure. Tiny Tarts has an amazing zucchini bread. Her marshmallow scent is very authentic. It's not that like chemical marshmallow scent, so that is just a great blend. Definite repurchase. I finished the scent shot in bubblegum, blue raspberry, Jolly Rancher. I melted this, I cut it into 4s. I melted this in my daughter's bedroom, and it was amazing every time. I really love that bubblegum scent, and then the blue raspberry just made it more candy-like and sweetened it up a little bit more. But this was the star of the show, this vanilla sugar cookie dough triple berry. This was the first sugar cookie dough scent that I've actually been like, wow, I totally need some more of that. They're amazing. I cut this in half, put one in my kitchen warmer and one in my living room warmer. Oh, and it is just amazing. That berry scent is super authentic. It's not fake at all. I definitely get a raspberry in there. I don't know. This is just so good. I need more of this. Hopefully sometime next year, Rebecca, which is the owner of Tiny Tarts, will make some more of that because that is just great. I finished 2 chunk pieces from Sassy Girl Aroma. This was Halloween Night. This was a really complex, beautiful blend. Yeah, it has almost like a hay note kind of at the top, but I know it's not. It's got a little bit of a spice, a little bit of a tree note. Just very, very good. That would be a repurchase for me. And then I melted Autumn and Haddonfield. This is another complex blend. I'm not sure of the scent notes. This one's a little bit similar to the Halloween Night, but this Halloween Night has a top note that this one doesn't. So I prefer Halloween Night, but they both threw really great. I usually have amazing luck with Sassy Girl Aroma. So yeah, that was pretty good. I finished this chunk in mistletoe from Glitterati. This was a little over a year old, but it threw really great. I melted this 2 different times. One time I cut up a large portion, 2 large portions, and I did one in my kitchen and one in my living room. Threw super strong. And then about 4 days ago, I melted the last piece I had in my kitchen, and it wasn't that strong. So I'm thinking maybe it was the air quality, maybe I had the fan on or the AC on or something that kind of affected it, because usually, I mean, I just melted it, you know, maybe a couple days to a week before, and it was amazing. So I think that might have been my fault. But total repurchase, obviously. That was really, really good. I did some Scent Shot Depot scent shots from the last box she sent me, if you saw that video. So the first one I melted was Rosemary Mint, and this one was really good. I love all of these on cold sniff and how they smelled on warm. But they all performed about the same. They all threw at about a 6 or a 7 for about 4 or 5 hours. So I did Woodland Foliage, which was like a really nice wood note. Yeah, that one was really good. And then the Rosemary Mint, that one was a really beautiful rosemary mint scent. I really loved that. Creamy Peppermint Cupcake, I did this in my daughter's bedroom, but it still performed about the same. She really enjoyed that one. And then Welcome to the North Pole. Now I can't remember which one this was. But it has a mint to it, like a spearmint to it, and it was really good. So the last vendor I have to talk about here is Vintage Chic Scents. And I actually melted more than I thought that I would. So I finished this loaf in Dr. Zhivago Rose's Mr. Sandman Overpour. This one was very medicinal mint. I don't know. I didn't like it. I think it was a Dr. Zhivago, or Mr. Sandman, I think is what it was. Very I don't think I like eucalyptus, I think is what it really is. So for me, that's not a repurchase. It threw pretty good. I'd say maybe a 7 for 6 or so hours. So it was a pretty good throw. I finished this rose and We'll Always Have Paris. I cut this in half and just split it downstairs. This threw really, really good. My husband really enjoyed this one. He kept asking me what it was, and so I looked it up, and it was an exclusive fruity VCS blend. So I have no idea what's in it, but this one's really, really great. And I knew that it was. I've melted this before. Definite repurchase for me. It's a really pretty scent. Almost borders on a perfume scent, but it's not perfumey. But very beautiful scent. I did Lafitte's Blackberry Shop. This one was okay. It's not a scent that I thought was that great. It has like a cream soda and I think it's a pecan or a praline type of scent. Just not really for me, but they were pretty good. Then I did this rose, it was like a coin in a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. I melted this on Thanksgiving in my kitchen warmer since I didn't have multiples of it. And it smelled pretty good for just being a small piece. This was about, I mean, it was a coin, but you could tell she only had a little bit of wax when she filled in that mold. It was about half of a coin, how thin it was. It was really, really thin. So for that just being in my kitchen warmer while I was cooking Thanksgiving dinner, I think it did pretty good. And this scent is amazing. I think it's sweet potato pie or something like that. That is a really great scent. And then last and probably least is Mrs. Lovett's Pie Shop. This is her, I think it's like a blueberry shaving cream blend. I love this scent on cold. I melted this upstairs in my loft and I got nothing. Nothing at all. I was so disappointed because I have melted this before and it was really good. It even smells amazing in the bag. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'm still wondering about that to this day, about what happened with this scent. So probably still a repurchase for me, but for my bedroom because it's a smaller area. But I don't know why that didn't throw it all in my loft. So that is my empties video. I'm happy to get that out of the way so I can clear out this drawer of my empties and start refilling again. So thanks guys for watching. I'll see you soon.